So, what's up, guys? What is up? Welcome back to another episode of Deck Talk Podcast, and we've got a different kind of podcast that we're going to be doing. It's definitely we might touch a little bit on the fishing, but this is as you can see with the background of our guest today. He's got some a few deer hanging up on the wall. We're going to be talking about hunting, with it being hunting season going on right now. And but before we get going, guys, we got a little bit of business to handle. This episode is brought to you by Firefly Outdoor Marines. If you are looking for navigational lights that is not going to blind you, attract bugs, and make sure that you are seen from 360 degrees all the way around, you need to check out Firefly and make sure you get lifetime warranty on them things, and make sure you use the discount code DECKTALK10 and get you a little discount on top of it, guys. But with that being said, I'm Colin Burnett.
Now I'm Pappy J, and guess what, boys and girls? We got a salute to our hero here this week. It is Sergeant Vaughn. He's my nephew. He joined the Army July 19 of 21, and he was stationed over in Germany. They call it Graf. Don't ask me to say that name because I cannot do it. But he was with the USAG Bavaria. He's attached to the 1st 91st Cav 173D Infantry Brigade Combat Team Airborne, and his MOS is a 92 Foxtrot 12 Whiskey. He's very near dear to my heart. He is on a mission in state, taking care of us and watching our six for. So thank you, Sergeant Vaughn. We love you. Be safe, brother.
Thank you so much, brother. Again, like what we say every week, if it wasn't for you guys, we would not be able to do what we do. So thank you so much.
Well, that being said, guys and gals, we have a special guest, Jason Caldwell. He is not only the owner of Nose Down Scents, but he is also a former, I guess, we worked with him at the bakery. Great guy.
Well, I worked with him before the bakery at Coca-Cola in Cleveland.
And, well, that ain't saying too much.
That was a few years ago.
Yeah, that ain't saying a whole lot, is it, Jason?
Nah. You see what kind of the crowd I hang around, right?
Yeah, well, hey, it don't get no better than this right here. But hey, thank you, Jason, for joining us, man. I've been looking forward to this right here, and without further ado, hey, let's just jump right into it. So, first of all, I'm curious, how long have you been doing this? I know kind of a little bit of your background. You've been doing it for a while, but how long have you been doing this?
Well, Nose Down was born, as you can see I don't guess you can see it for that, but 2019 is when it was born. But I've been in the deer scent business world for, 20 plus years now. And I owned another company, was a part owner of another brand, and we did it for, 15 years, 12, 15 years. I'm not sure exactly, but and CWD laws became such a pain in the neck. And for us, I couldn't even use our own product legally here in the state of Tennessee because of the partnership I had. He was the deer farmer and he wouldn't do anything about the CWD laws. So I had to get rid of that side of it and move on to bigger and better things. And that's basically how Nose Down was born. And, since then, just had the foot on the gas pedal the whole way. And it's nothing but been good ever since 2019. That's the best thing I ever done, was moved away from that partnership and started my own deal.
Yeah.
I know, when I met you there at the bakery or whatever, and I had caught wind that you was doing this stuff, and I mean, I was all excited because, I always like to help, locals out as much as possible. But when I experienced your stuff that you put out that you got, man, I was blown away. I mean,
Right.
I was absolutely blown away by the sense that you put out. To especially calm down scent. I mean, I know we'll get into that here in a little bit, but I haven't experienced some of using that calm down and seeing how the deer react to it. I was
Mhm.
mind blown. I mean, literally mind blown how good that stuff does. But if so, getting in. Okay, let's just jump right into the calm down. So you calm down, seeing. I got a little bottle right here, and I'm working on my last one. But tell us a little bit about that, how that operates, and how you do it, and everything.
So when I was with the other brand, like I told you, my prior partnership, we used to clean. He actually had deer, so we got to go in and literally scoop up the poop and do. We was right in the middle of all of it, so learned a lot about the way animals, take care of business, obviously.
Yeah,
But we
yeah.
would clean their stalls out and do everything. Well, we had a guy there one day said we were cleaning and washing the floors, and he said, "Man, you're throwing away the best part of the scent, is all that leftover stuff." And we never really thought about it that way and started monkeying with it a little bit. And so started tinkering with that side of it. And that's kind of where the idea came from, was just getting those scents that are taken from a deer's bedroom, stuff that makes them feel calm yet curious. And it's not a urine based product. It's more of a scent gland based type deal. It does have a small amount of urine in it, but it's mostly gland based. But it's a really unique blend of curiosity, calming effect scents that I can tell you firsthand. If we talk to one hunter a year, we talk to thousands and thousands of hunters in these trade shows we go to. And if I'm looking one person in the eye and saying, try one thing we sell, it's this one every time,
You got
always.
that right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we get so much feedback from it out there. We never fails. We'll be at a show and some guy comes up from the year before, like, "Oh my gosh, I have stories to tell you." And I'm like, "Okay, let's hear it." So
Yeah.
that's kind of where Calm Down. It's a great seasonal scent for all season. There's not really a limitation to it. You can use it the first day of bow season, the last day of gun season, the rut. You can use it anytime and all the time, and it goes with me every single time I hunt. I'm telling you, this morning I made a little video about it, but it saved my tail this morning. I had a doe directly downwind. I mean, you could have dropped a feather out and it would have landed on her nose. She had no
Mm-hmm.
clue I was there. And I can tell you, if you deer hunt any at all, they can smell.
Oh yeah, yeah. And well,
Now,
and go ahead, Colin.
now with that, like how, like what are you applying it to? Like your shirt? Are you applying it to what? How? Because again, like I'm the fisherman of the podcast.
Yeah,
Pappy fishes. He makes a lot of casts, Jason, but
right.
he's the hunter of it. So that I'm learning as we're going. And so how do
Right.
you? I mean, I've seen your videos on how you do it, but
Right. No,
some
I
people
can I can get into
don't.
that. Yeah. So me personally, when I get to my stand, I mean, I may put this on my boots. It's a good idea too, especially when you get within 100 yards of your tree stand. I like starting to put it on my boots, or I'll take and just spray a spray on some things as I'm walking to my stand.
Mm-hmm.
But when I get there and I'm at my stand, I'm putting my bow on the hook or about to climb the ladder, whatever I'm about to do. I'm going to make a couple of spots out there. Like, I'm not going to go out there and just junk up my spot, but if I can, on my way to my stand, make a couple of spritz on a little place where a deer might stop and give me a shot, I'm going to. And then, like this morning, I was up in the tree, and there's still a lot of foliage right now. So you got a lot of greenery, a lot of leaves. And I was taking this and I was just spraying all around me up in the tree. And I'd spray it on the back of the tree behind me, and just kind of help get my scent out of there and give it something better that smells than me. That's kind of
Yeah.
how I use that and recommend it. But I mean, you
I
can use
like. I'll tell you something I like to do too with it is I'll spray it at the base of my tree. I'll
it.
take
Yeah.
kind of just spray a little couple of sprays at whatever tree I'm climbing, Whether it's with my climber or my sticks or my saddle, I'll spray a little bit around the base of the tree just because, we have the scent, the human scent.
Mm.
I know we do everything we can to try to minimize it, but we can't get rid of our scent. Our scent's our scent. And
Oh yeah.
lo and behold, they can smell that. So,
Oh
I
yeah.
try to, I'll try to spray a little bit around the base of the tree. And the reason, and I started doing that, and the reason being, I was hunting over on my piece of property in Chickamauga one time, and um, I had it, and I was spray. I was kind of new to it, so I would experiment with it, and I sprayed it out. Well, I had the fawn and a doe had come in on me, and they were smelling everywhere I had sprayed it, and I could tell,
Mm.
their tails was down, their ears was laid back. They wasn't in no, no kind of, what's the word I'm trying to look for?
Alert.
Uh,
Alert.
alert. Yeah, they wasn't. Yeah, they wasn't. They wasn't real alert. They was calmed down, and but I noticed that the fawn had came to the base of my tree, and that triggered something. I thought, well, I probably should have sprayed a little bit around the base of my tree, because when I sprayed, or when the fawn had came, it had automatically looked straight up at me. Well, then the doe looked up at me, but they didn't blow at me or nothing like that. And then that's when I thought, you know what? There's something through this little bottle right here. Whatever's in this
Right.
little bottle, it's some golden stuff. So I started spraying a little, base of my tree, and I did like you talked about I don't know, about 150 yards. I'll spray my boots and just kind of hit a
Yeah.
spray here and there, and just make sure everything's calmed down by the time I get into my tree, because we know how them does are, buddy. They'll pick you off like nothing, like
I'll tell
nothing.
you something else, Colin. If your wife gets a little aggravated at you fishing, you just take her right here and spray her down. She'll
Does it
calm
work?
down. She'll calm down.
Yeah,
Okay?
I
This
bet.
is, this is calm down spray. It works on wives that don't like you fishing all the time.
Hence in the name.
And the next phone call is going to be straight to you saying, "Hey, you got a spot for me."
Just be able to. I'd recommend spraying it in their eyes so you get a head start.
Right. Yeah. And you better run fast.
Well, the thing is, like, this year I've gotten more, like, I hunted in the past and stuff like that, but I kind of got away with it, and I fell face first into the fishing, and that's what I'm doing 4 or 5 times a week with whenever I not on the truck, and but I got some property here that Pappy's been looking at, and he's the past year and a half that we've been talking about putting cameras up and stuff, and he finally put cameras up, and we've got some pretty decent deer that's here on the property, and and I think I fell more in love with just seeing the getting out there and like helping him out and grabbing the SD cards and going through the photos, and I mean, but there's nothing like being outdoors. I mean, if it's on the water or in the woods, I mean, it's all that Mother Nature therapy is the best thing you can have.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I need a
got
lot of
that.
that. Right.
I mean, with all that traveling, what was it? A couple of weeks ago, you had 4 trucks that were going out to different events, and I don't know
Yeah.
how you keep up with it.
I don't
It's
know.
every weekend. It's every weekend. I mean, and that's something that I also wanted to talk to you about was, how do you maintain the balance of work or what you do and able to hunt? I mean,
Oh,
that's got to be tough.
It's
Pappy, he
impossible.
gave the secret.
uh,
He gave the secret out. He got that calm down and he sprayed it in the wife's eyes. So
right.
that's
Well,
he's
Yeah.
got
This year, we did overdo the shows, no doubt. But I guess it's just the hungry in me. It's the old Coke guy in me that's just
Mhm.
never enough, never enough. And you go to these trade shows and you meet new people and you make good money. And you're just like, man, we can do 2 next weekend, or we could do 4. And it's a lot though, man. It's too much sometimes, I believe, but to answer your question, I've not did any hunting. Like the last month, if you'd have said to me 10 years ago or 5 years ago, you would have been in the tree 2 times, and by October 28th, I'd have said, you're a liar. But this year, we ain't had a second. And I've just had to hunt right here by the house because every day we're coming in. Like now we went from trade shows. It's a really different blend of channels, sales channels, because you go straight out of the frying pan into the fire because
Yeah.
you got to travel a lot with the trade shows, but then it becomes October, and now it's our busy, busy time of year with all our stores, all of our online sales start rolling in. Plus, you're balancing all the shows. It is very tricky and time consuming. We got a great team of people here. We got 4 people now that work here, so it takes a lot of moving parts to make it all go together, no doubt.
And
And
I'm sure that I'm
Go
sure
ahead.
it's a lot of dedication too. I mean, because
oh,
you got to be dedicated to that. You
oh
know,
yeah, my
Well,
boyfriend started working for me, and I said, you may not like this job. I felt like I was back at old Chattanooga Coca-Cola when I told him, I said, you're going to work here, son. We're going to work 7 days a week, and you're not going to have a day off for 6, 8 weeks straight. And he's figured that out, that I wasn't kidding,
yeah,
because we've literally worked, 7 days a week since July. And
yeah,
wow.
but it is what it is. It's something you love. It's something, it beats the heck out of getting on a truck and going to Sheboygan, Michigan, and unloading Little Debbie's. That's for sure.
Yeah,
well, I was
well,
gonna say, ask if you miss it. I mean, we
Yeah.
can we can probably get you slid right back on one.
Yeah, maybe. But no, I don't. I mean, it's like anything. It's fun to watch it grow. It's fun to hear all the people, say, "Man, you're everywhere now. I see you all over the place." And it's the reward to it to me is just to
Yeah,
see something we took from a garage business into 400 stores now, and doing all these shows. And I'm telling you, we're just getting ready to push the gas even harder. So it ain't by any means where it's going to be. We're going to get it harder and hit it more and more.
yeah.
well,
Well, we got a question.
I seen where. Did you ever figure out about your doggone it? I seen your video that you posted. Might have been. I might have seen it this morning or yesterday, where you had to replow your field again
Yeah,
and put wheat down, or not wheat. It was what
I
was
put
oats.
oats. Yeah. They them deer killed it, man. They murdered it, and I had the best turnip stand you ever seen. Just beautiful. And they just come in there, and all my camera was just showing 5 does every day. Just they mowed it down like goats in about 3 weeks. And
Golly.
I still get all the pictures of deer, and I don't ever go in that food plot. So I go over there a couple of days ago and just actually lay eyes on it. I'm like, oh my God, there's
Yeah,
nothing here.
yeah.
So I was lucky that I got it all in the ground before the rain. So it should be good, I would think.
Yeah,
So tell if we got a hunter on here or someone that's thinking about doing food plots, that's never done a food plot, kind of what the process is, and maybe when you want to start doing that, or kind of early in the season, or actually not early in the season. It's going to be, when would we want to start that?
Well, I'll tell you, Colin knows as much about food plots as I probably do. I have freaking struggled with them things. I mean, I'll do everything perfect, and I will go by the all the almanacs and the weather, and then I'll get seed in the ground, and it won't rain for 3, 4 weeks straight. I mean,
Hmm.
that's the hopes of it all. You just take care of the
yeah,
ground and hope for rain, and
Yeah,
that's been the struggle we've had this year. Was it got hot, and dry
yeah,
real bad right when it was the right time to plant. But
So
in theory,
when would we plant that?
huh?
When would we start planting that for somebody that don't know?
I'm going to say, Labor Day weekend or on, around here probably be good enough time. And there
Yeah.
again, that just depends on the rain. Uh,
Right.
there's a lot of factors go into it, but I think if you looked into all the seed, they'd probably recommend this area, late August or 1st of September.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, really depends on what you're planting too, I guess.
Right.
But
So
Well, we got a question from Brenton says, I got rubs on my trail that I walk into my stand. Should I make a different route in, and will my scent screw up their travel trail?
well, I definitely wouldn't walk in on a deer trail if that is what he's
Yeah,
suggesting
it
that
sounds
he's
like what
doing.
he's saying.
I would try to come in. I try not to think about a deer downwind. I try to cut them off at a 90. So if I got a trail running east and west, I'm going to try to access it north or south, coming in from a different angle according to the wind. And if you have that luxury of doing so, some properties you don't have that luxury, obviously. But I would, and I wish I'd have brought one in here, but our stanky rope, man, that stanky rope's worth talking about, because if you like this little guy here, you'll love the stanky rope. We have had so many hunters. I bet we sold 2,000 ropes in the last 60 days. And them
Yeah.
things, we have gotten people all over the country sending us videos and pictures of their deer, and they're just murdering them. And so
Yeah.
see,
that brings a good.
interesting. It's interesting you say that because and what he's talking about the stanky rope is it's literally a rope. It's a rubbing rope, licking rope, whatever you want to call it. Underneath that, you make a mock scrape. Um, and these deer, they'll come up and they'll rub their glands on it, kind of marking their territory or whatever. But it's interesting you say that because earlier I went on your website and I seen it, and I've got some ropes already hung up, but I've got to kind of
Mhm.
refresh them. So I already done my due diligence and put the scent in the old cart there. But uh, let's talk a little bit about the stanky rope in case somebody might be interested in that because it's really good. It works well. It really works well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they work great, man. And I'll tell you something we do a little different than a lot of companies with the ropes is um, one thing you do is you get your sin on that rope, and it's some people use hemp rope, some people don't. Just use like the old sailor's rope. I don't know exactly what to call it, but
Yeah.
hemp rope's what we use. And but you go touching that stuff, and when you're cutting it and you're fraying the ends and everything, you're going to get your
Mhm.
scent all over that rope. And it's hard. It's like a deer can smell like a bloodhound. So
Oh
you
yeah.
get that hand on that rope and you may contaminate it, pretty good for a good while.
Hmm.
So we take and put all of our ropes in a vacuum sealed bag. But before we do that, we ozone them all. So everything we use on our ropes, we handle them with care with rubber gloves, obviously. Then we'll ozone unit all the ropes, and then we'll vacuum seal them with everything you need inside the bag, and we'll put you a scrape down and a bully buck inside the bag that you get the kit with. So when you open your stanky rope bag up, you're going to have a 36-inch 3-foot rope with a branch attachment on it, ready. Like Colin, you probably may or may not know what we're talking about, but you're going to,
Oh, I've seen your
these deer,
videos on it. But
okay, so they're going to get very territorial. They already are, but they're going to be looking for places to mark their territory. And I use the analogy of an old dog peeing on a tire.
Yep.
So what you're going to want is what happens when a dog pees on a tire. The next dog's going to pee on the tire, the next dog, and so on and so forth. And you create a station just like a fire hydrant, or a
yeah,
tire or whatever. So that's what we're trying to do with this stanky rope is we're trying to replicate a dog peeing on a tire situation. So instead of peeing on it, though, they've got glands in their forehead, and it's called preorbital glands. And they will put their glands, the scent that's on their glands, up on that rope, and they'll mark that rope with that gland scent. So our scrape down is a mix of that preorbital gland. So we're going to spray it down really good with that gland, and we're going to put that scent on that rope. And then when he comes up and checks it out, Ideally, he's going to put his scent on it. The next buck's going to come by, put his scent on it, and you're going to create a community gathering spot for these deer. And I could show you right now. I mean, I don't know if my phone will open up in here, but they've been murdering mine. Like, we've had tons of success with it.
How far away are you wanting to put that away from your stand when you're using it?
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Look at this. Let me show you Bob. Everybody loves Bob. Bob here. Let me get it turned on here. There's Bob. So see Bob. So he'll work the scrape, and he'll kind of put a little. He's pawing out the ground right now. But that rope right there is about 20 yards from my stand. I'm going to put it where I want a shot.
Mm-hmm.
So now, I will tell you, I'm learning just as good as anyone these rope systems. And you can see in that video, the buck's nose, he's kind of stretched out to the max where he can just touch the bottom of that rope with his nose. And everybody on social media told me that my rope was too high. And even watching it, I said my rope was too high. And I had buck after buck after buck coming in there, though, like literally 15 different bucks working that scrape rope in a matter of 2 weeks. And I go in there and I lower the scrape rope 6 to 8 inches, and they've quit it.
Really?
Have absolutely quit it. And I don't know. I didn't touch it. I didn't do anything different. Now, so I don't know. I give up on that. I don't know. It's really got me fumbuzzled there, but I'm going to be up there Saturday, and I'm going to raise it back up 4 or 5 inches, and I'm just going to see if they come back to it,
Well,
But,
it's interesting you say that, because I thought the same thing. Because I thought I had my rope hanging too high, but they were still hitting it, and I thought, well, if they're hitting it, I don't want to touch it anymore, because for one, I don't want to get my scent on it. Two, I don't want to be nowhere near the scrape or anywhere that they're coming in at. But I just thought, well, if they're still stretching out the hit and they're still rubbing their glands on it and getting their scent on it, but to me, I'm thinking it's still too high.
right.
So
that's like
that
this
kind of
morning.
answers my question right there.
See him this morning. See how I lowered the rope?
Oh yeah.
But see, watch what he's just like, I don't think so. He's not spooked. Yeah. He's just not working it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I'm going to raise that rope up a little bit. And, I mean, it's new to me too, man, as far as, really being a professional at it. And I'll tell no one no lies. I can make scent and we can put scent on the ground, but this rope stuff's new to me. But everybody else has got it figured out really good, because they're sending us videos and pictures every day and testimonials. So, yeah, they're pretty cool.
Because I think I seen a video of, I don't know if you had posted it or I was going through your stuff and it had somebody else popped up and it was talking about the rope, and one of them had it to where like they were taking the rope and actually coming in between the antlers and just rubbing it like on the top of their head.
Yeah.
So is the scent gland, is it more towards the antlers or is it far down like on the snout?
No, it's up in the forehead. It's up top near their antlers.
You would be amazed at how many glands that the deer have. That what they do. I mean, even when they're at a working a scrape, a buck, they got tarsal glands on the back inside of their hooves, and when they're working that scrape, they'll scrape it and they'll kind of scoot up a little bit and they'll squinch down and they're actually peeing in it, I guess, and rubbing their glands as they're and they're putting their scent in there, and that's where his bully buck comes in. And I've used that bully buck, and I've actually scared away a buck, but he was a small one though. It wasn't,
right.
But I did have another big one come in there, and he worked that scrape. But that small one, he didn't want no part of that, buddy. He was out of there. He said, "No, this is Daddy Mac right here."
He didn't want nothing to do with that, did he?
No, sir, no, sir. But that other one did. He wanted all of it, but he wanted all the smoke, but he just couldn't figure it out what was going on.
Yeah, the this morning the bucks, they were after does this morning. I had two different bucks bumping does all over the place this morning.
Really, already.
Oh, it blew my mind, like literally. Um, they were. I had a doe come in. No, let me back up. I had a 6-pointer come in, and as soon as the 6-pointer got in there, he looked back, and here come a doe. Just you could tell something was kind of bumping her. And another buck was here. He come. Well, then both of them two bucks started bumping her all over the ridge. Here come a third buck. I had 3 bucks on one doe, and they ended up running her slap out of sight. And
Wow.
then 2 more does come in, and I ended up shooting a doe. But I was like, man, they're really feeling froggy this morning.
So
does the doe separate? I know, like the bucks will, like the bigger bucks will run the smaller bucks out, but does the does kind of stay together? Like we've got over here, like we've got 8 does that kind of run generally together that we've seen on camera. So will they split up?
Not until a buck forces him to. He'll do them like one of them cows. He'll cut them and move them out of he'll bust them off the group. And when she gets ready, he can tell when she's about, he can tell when that doe's within a day or 2-3 days from coming into estrus. And when he feels that he smells her getting right, he'll start cutting her off and moving her around. That's kind of thing. You start seeing them solo does sometime this time of year, it's time to start looking out because they're getting separated from the groups. And then as season goes on, they'll kind of group back up after they've been bred.
Yeah. So I got a question for you, and I mean I know my answer to this question, but obviously, but anyways, other than the rut, when is your most favorite time to hunt? Early spring or early season, late season? I can't really say mid season because I guess that's kind of right when the rut is, but when
That is a 50-50 coin toss, really, for me. I guess if I had to pick one of the two, it would probably be later season for me, just because it's hot as all get out in the early part of season. Like with the velvet hunt, if and when we get to the baiting side of life here soon, that velvet hunt will be more appealing to me, because I don't have any crop fields or anything like that to really do a good velvet hunt on, without illegally baiting them, and, can't do that. So, but that may make it a little more interesting for me in the early part of season, to try to get a velvet deer. But I've killed a lot of my biggest deer. Some of the ones you see behind me have been in that latter part of, or earlier part of December, after the rut's over, the deer kind of getting back to their normal, home ranges and coming home. And that's when I did a lot of good killing of some really nice deer. So late season, that's mine.
Late season, I kind of like the early season. I don't know. I'm kind of in between. I like early season because I do more evening hunts in the early season, and then late season, obviously, I'll do both. Early or morning sits and evening sits. But it seems like I tend to do a lot better in the early season. Now I don't get the quality of bucks. Now I'm not to say that I don't do good in the later part of the season because I do. For some reason I like the early season hunt part of it. Now
I get that. I mean, I've killed some deer and, some nice deer in the, early season, but geez Louise, it can be 100 degrees and Lord mercy. That part of me, I don't know. The older I get, I don't care.
Well, that's where this has really helped me out in the early season is to calm down because I might be sweating to death, but then I'll take that stuff right there and I'll spray it, kind of kill my scent and everything.
I'll tell you something too, early season. Let me show you this one. And this one right here is near and dear to my heart too, is the white oak acorn. That one,
it.
yeah. These two right here, you cannot go wrong with those two in the woods.
Yeah.
It's like
So what is that gonna do?
so this is gonna just make you smell like a big old nut in a tree. It's
Yep.
just a white oak acorn smell. So we formulate this. It's water based. It's not got essential oils and stuff like most of your cover scents are oil based, and these are water based. So water based scents, you can spray it on your nice clothing. It's not going to stain it. A lot of people hunt with some really expensive hunting gear nowadays. They don't want to spray something on that's going to particularly make a stain, or we hear that a lot from people. It's like, I don't use scent because I wear a Sitka jacket and I don't want it, and I was like, this is not going to do that, I promise you. So but that's what that does. It's just a cover up scent. But it smells when we go to trade shows, it's so fun. I wish we could have like a hidden camera in the booth, and we should do that sometime. But I can spray them with the dirt scent on one hand and spray them with the acorn on the other, and they will walk away just doing this deal the whole way.
Yep.
And letting their neighbors smell it. And they're like, hey, come here. You got to smell this. Oh, my God. This smells just like dirt. And but that's the way we sell a lot of cover scents at these events, is putting it on them. They walk the floor, and then after they get an hour or 2 or 3, they can still smell it. Then they come back and get some because it's so potent. But,
and I can attest to the white oak. I mean, it smells like an acorn, white oak acorn. And I've had the dirt scent too, and I really like it. I probably, hell, I mean, I don't know. I like both of them the same. But they do the. I was amazed of how well your dirt scent literally smells like dirt. And I'm thinking, how in the world they get that in a liquid form?
Oh yeah, it's it blows everybody's mind literally. But then we got 9 cover scents. So we always talk about acorn, we always talk about dirt, but we have 7 more that sometimes get overlooked. But we have acorn dirt, we have forest floor, which is a blend of acorn dirt and a pine scent. So that's for your Georgia and your anywhere in the South where there's a bunch of pine trees. It's a great one for that. Corn, it smells literally like just sweet corn off the cob. Cedar, red apple, molasses, peanut butter. So persimmon, that's the last one. So every situation has a cover scent. Now, some of them have some attractant smells to them, meaning acorn's got a vanilla smell to it. So obviously it can cover you up plus attract some deer to you. And we've had a lot of people at shows. I had a guy this year come up at Pennsylvania, and he said, I have got to show you a video on my phone that I took with that white oak acorn. And I said, all right, let's see it. And he had this buck. He had walked to his stand and sprayed it on his boots and got to his tree, and he had a ladder, and he had tied his bow on. And when he bent over to tie his bow on, his acorn fell out of his backpack, out of the pocket. He said, well, I picked it up. And he said, heck, I had it in my hand, so I just went and spraying it. He said, I sprayed it all over my tree stand steps. I sprayed it on the ground. And this buck, is a nice buck too. I really can't believe he didn't shoot it. But it comes up and literally follows him straight to his stand and turns its head sideways and licks the rail of that step on that stand.
Yeah.
I have the video.
That is crazy.
I will post the video on our Facebook page after, but it was nuts. Like this deer, he literally looks up at the guy and has got his tongue out licking the stand and walks off. He said, this deer would not leave. He said he came back like 2 or 3 different times, just said he would leave, couldn't find out where the smell went, come back. And but I love them stories because they sell more products than I could ever think about, just because he'll gather people around him just telling that story and how he, it worked for him.
Well, and the best, I mean, word of mouth is the best thing. And
100%.
And if you have somebody that has a story like that, then that's going to speak more volumes for your product than if you're going to a trade show and just talking about it.
Oh yeah,
When somebody
definitely.
can actually say and show a video like, hey, this is what really happened.
Oh
And
yeah. It's like
um,
it's like fishing baits, man. I mean, there's better ones than others, and there's some that don't work as good, but there's always those that you would stand behind and put your name on, and those
yeah,
right there, are hard to beat because it's like anything, if you proof's in the pudding, as they say.
yeah, that's it.
You got,
Um,
you got right.
so what is that the tall bottle on that shelf? What is the tall bottle?
So this is our let me flip it around here. It's called Eliminate, ELMN8. So it's an eliminator and it smells like our dirt scent. So we infuse the dirt into this bottle and it has scent bacteria killing factors in it. So it can eliminate unwanted odors and then also make you smell like a dirt ball afterwards. So this
Look,
was been a really popular scent. We make this in three different things. We make it in the field spray bottle, 16 ounce. We make it in body wash, and we make it in laundry detergent. So
really?
yeah, we have laundry pods, body wash, and that 16-ounce spray bottle.
There
So
you
we have,
go, Pappy.
yeah, there you are. But
Well,
yeah,
because and Colin is saying I'll take my hunting clothes and I'll put them in my corn bag after
mhm,
I like when I've got a big gallon or not a gallon, a big trash can out here full of corn, and I'll fill my corn bag up and I'll take it over there and go to my properties and dish out my corn and stuff like that. Then I'll take my hunting clothes and I'll just throw them in my corn bag. But if I
yeah,
can eliminate that, heck yeah.
oh yeah,
I mean,
no,
I don't care smell like a big dirt ball, especially when
no,
I'm hunting
Hey,
during hunting season.
he he says you can look like a dirt ball, smell like a dirt ball, and look like a nut and smell like a nut.
You,
So
that's
you
right.
got that right.
Yeah, that's what when I spray these people, I spray them with dirt on one hand and acorn on the other, and I'll say, "Now you're a dirty acorn." So, but
So rumor has it you got some property up in Illinois. So
nobody,
tell us a little bit. Tell us a little bit about them deer up there in Illinois, them big monsters you get to shoot at or look at.
no, I don't know what you're talking about. No deer in Illinois.
Yeah,
No deer in
yeah, yeah.
Illinois.
I'll
Uh,
just say this: if any of them says "Go Cubs," just drop them for me, please.
no, nothing like that. No, I was fortunate enough there a couple 8, 9 years ago to buy me a little place up there in Southern Illinois and kind of made it my second home when it's deer season and bought me another little place this year, trying to just get my footprint just a little bit bigger every year so that my kids can have something to hunt on and, taking friends and family up there and experience it. And it's fun. It's a different world up there than it is down here. You definitely get to see the deer do a lot more what deer do. They rut a lot harder and fight, and it's kind of, I guess, in the fishing world like going to Florida and catching or going to Lake Chickamauga. It's the
Yeah.
mecca of where you want to be for deer hunting in the Midwest. It's a lot of fun.
So what is it? Because like we have, which you'll know where when I say this, like we part of our route is going up towards Newburgh, Indiana, Evansville, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, and what is it from like? It seems like once you cross into Kentucky, the deer just start getting bigger and bigger. What is it that makes them to where they're getting that mass on them?
Just the crops, man. You got the food, you got the genetic structure, and you got the a lot of times people there are letting them get age on them because they see the benefits of it.
Right.
Here,
I'll tell
And
you this.
I think too, a lot of it has to do with the deer management side of it. Because I know in Georgia, you get 2 bucks and I think 10 does.
oh yeah,
And the deer just don't have the opportunity to grow like they do. Let's say, heck, I would even say Tennessee up.
right.
Um, you know, That's just my opinion, though.
Oh yeah, no, I mean
Yeah.
there's becoming big deer everywhere though. I mean there's even here at my house, I've seen a big difference in the last year, a couple of years, where people are starting to see management. Just kind of like I'm going to take it back to fishing again, just throwing back the little ones. If you want big ones, you got to let the little ones go. And a lot of times
Hmm.
you're seeing that practice getting more and more implemented by people, and once they see the benefits and the rewards, they'll start doing it more and more. But the Midwest,
Well,
there's a lot more of them.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
and like Texas, like on the fishing side of it, I think Texas has done the best with managing. I mean, they've put slot limits in even for bass, and so, um, and it has over the last 7 8 years has proven that that is, excuse me, definitely helped. And like when you see bass or MLF going, um, they they're catching these 9 10 pounders. I mean, if you're not going in with 35 40 pounds of fish, you're not doing anything. You're not going to cash a check or anything. So I think Texas has done it on the fishing aspect of it, has done it well on that.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like anything. I mean, you're gonna have big or anything if you let them go. I mean, but I'm
Mhm.
kind of on the other side of that, man. I see so many people, and you can vouch for it. Hunters against hunters, anglers against anglers, and it gets a really slippery slope when you start thinking about, you know, um, don't shoot that deer, you shouldn't catch this fish. So I try to support every legal bag out there, bag limit. Especially in our business, we see every walk of life in the hunting. We run into 50-year-old people that have never hunted a day in their life and just took it up, and they're going to shoot the first thing that comes by. And kudos to them. I hope they do, and they should. And then you're going to run into 13-year-old boys that have done killed bigger deer than you'll ever kill in your life, that are
Mhm.
passing 150-inch deer because daddy put them in a box blind 3 years in a row on the juvie hunt in Illinois or Kentucky, and they killed a big deer. So
Yeah.
Right.
you've got to weigh every situation on that, man, with what the situation is. So I think overall the states have done a good job in theory, balancing that for us. But as hunters, and anglers, we gotta support each other in whatever decision we make too, in the field.
And I totally agree with that because, I mean, just because I may shoot something that you may not shoot or whatever, but my hunting experience is going to be different from your hunting
Oh yeah.
experience. And
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 location
you're,
does a
you're
lot too,
totally
though, right?
right about that, man. There's just too many fights out there that, you shouldn't have shot that little spike, or you shouldn't have shot that 4 pointer, or I'd have let him walk to grow or whatever.
Hmm.
But it's whatever makes you happy.
That's it, man.
It's your hunt. It's your fishing. If you want to go out and keep you small ones or whatever, it's your experience.
Hmm.
So you do what you do. You know what I mean? Whatever makes you happy,
Yeah.
especially if because some people, well, a lot of people. I know several guys that they go out. That's their meat for their family.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
And
all they'll do.
News Channel 9 contacted me 3 or 4 days ago wanting me to do an interview on this baiting law thing. And I
Hmm.
was like, nah, I'm not getting into that boat. But,
Mhm.
I'll talk about it a little bit here. But, I don't care what people do. It don't bother me.
Right.
If you want to fish with minnows for crappie, fish with minnows. If they're legal, legal. Who cares? If you want to
Yep.
hunt
Yep.
over bait and it's legal, freaking do it.
Yep.
There's no data that's going to prove otherwise that it's bad for the sport. All it
Mm-mm.
amounts to is somebody's emotions getting into it, that they shouldn't hunt with a compound. They should hunt with a recurve. They should hunt with not a crossbow, and they should hunt with a compound, or they shouldn't hunt over bait, or my goodness gracious, you can take it all the way back to the old time of Indians, if you want to.
Mhm.
But as we've gotten, more and more, I mean, laws are changing. Baiting is becoming a deal everywhere you go. Is it a money grab? Probably so, but who cares? Let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
it don't bother me one bit. It ain't going to affect me at all. Now.
Me
Yeah.
neither. Me neither. Because I'm gonna hunt the way I hunt, and ain't nobody gonna tell me no different. I'm gonna fish the way I'm gonna fish, and it is what it is. I mean, I enjoy it. A lot of it is just solitude and peaceful for
Oh
me.
yeah.
Whether I mean, I can go out there. I could go out there and sit all day long in a tree stand and not, I might see some deer. I might not see some deer. I might watch some what do you call it? Tree chickens.
Yeah.
Um, you know, but to me that's a successful hunt because I'm out there enjoying what I like, what I love to do.
That's
So
I'm no
you know,
fisherman. I'll be the first to admit it. You couldn't tie me to a boat and take me out there and get bass fishing. But I love them crappie. I'll eat them,
yeah,
and I don't care how they get in the bucket. Put them in the
yeah,
bucket. I don't care if
yeah,
I catch them. I don't care if a guy beside me catches them. That's what I want to eat. They're good eating.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Well,
but
we'll get you some here this winter.
that's right. Oh, I'm in on that. I love them things. But
Oh,
Well,
I
before
got a story for you though. I got a story.
all right.
So we were going to Morganfield, Kentucky, and it was nighttime, and we seen this big old buck, and Pappy looked at me, and he says, if I would have seen that deer just a little bit sooner, he says that truck would have been going in that ditch. He said because you're the one driving, you would have got the one got in trouble for it. He said we would have thrown that sucker and took it back to Collegedale.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
hey, I tell him all the time because he's always asking. He said, "What are you looking at?" I said, "I'm scouting. That's all I'm doing. I'm just scouting."
Look,
Because you never know. I mean,
oh no, you don't. You don't.
you never know.
No, it's amazing when we go all over these shows everywhere. We see all these big old deer everywhere up in different areas, and I'm like, God, I want to hunt here so bad.
Yes,
But
yeah. Do you
anyway,
ever catch yourself going down the road and just trying to find tree rubs
oh
and
yeah,
or if you see a fence line and you say, I know there's a scrape out there somewhere along that fence line or that wood line or something like that. I do that all the time, man. I mean, I'm constantly doing that to myself.
oh yeah. Be looking, looking, looking. Yeah, I get it. It's like
Yeah,
Colin. He be riding out in a boat, wondering if there's a shelf under there, some structure.
yeah,
Oh, where's the
I
yeah,
crack?
do it all the time. We'll go past a body of water, and I'm just rubbernecking that lake, just seeing what. I mean, I'm like, I tell them like, there's got to be one right there. Or that's where I'd be fishing, and so we
Hey,
all do it.
Well,
It's just different
this
times.
new? What y'all think about this new pattern here? Can you see
hey,
it?
I like that. Is that yours?
Yeah, we see our logo. We worked in it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see
Yeah,
it.
it's just no duck camo we went with, and we got hats and shirts and
Well, that was
these.
going to be the next thing that I was wanting to talk to you because
Yeah.
you just don't
Yeah.
have just the sense. I mean, the hat business. I think the last time that we actually rode together and we were talking, and on the way um, back to the bakery, you was on the phone. You had hats that you was trying to get hats brought sent to you,
Yeah.
and it's just and it's amazing to me to see. Really, I mean, because what I guess it's been almost 18 years or so since at Cleveland Coke that I've known you,
Yeah.
and just to kind of seeing what you've done, especially with nose down, that to see the progress and each time I turn around, you got something new coming out, and I mean I'm just really excited. And I told Pappy, I said I don't know much about hunting. I've done hunting with my grandfather, and I've done hunting a little bit, just enough to put a couple deer in the freezers, and I
Yeah.
said, but to be able to have you on and have a friend come on and be able to talk about his product on the
Mhm.
platforms that we have um, is
Yeah.
means more to me than what you ever know, man. It's And these hats that you.
I'll show
Awesome
you.
hats. I got about 4 or 5 of them now.
So we got, I mean, our iconic logo there has been what, pays the bills. That right there,
Mhm.
everybody really likes. But these are some custom stuff that we're having made. These aren't Richardson's. They're actually nose down hats. So when you open it up, you're going to have, these are actually, nose down um, made hats. So they're pretty cool because I don't know if you can tell it or not, but that's our logo built in that camo pattern.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
You see
So
it?
let me ask you about your logo real quick before we end all this. Where did you get your logo from? Is that from a deer that you had taken, or
It was not a deer I'd taken, but it was a deer we videoed out in a field chasing a doe with that old
yeah?
nose down. And my graphics designer, he took that image and made the drawing with the skeleton, like just a stencil of the shape of its head and its ear and the way its antlers was, and that was kind of where that was born. So
That's
it is
That's
a
awesome.
awesome.
unique, yeah, it is a unique deer, and it actually turned out to be a really cool logo, and everybody just seems to like the actual just logo itself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But then we
Now,
also like bear season right now. I don't know if you can even see it or not. I know the sun, but
there, yeah, you can see it there. The
yeah, we
Yeah.
got
paw.
we got the dogs treeing the bear up a tree. We got something for every hunter. Here's another one of those customs I told you about. That's our 7-panel version of it.
Oh, I like that.
That's awesome.
But yeah, headwear is a really big part of our business. Apparel is, but headwear is where it's at. We've been known for our hats for quite some time, and we sell, I don't know, somewhere around 80,000 hats this year.
Oh
So
wow.
it's crazy to me to see the hats that go out the door, and we will see them everywhere. I had people in Disney World this week send me a text and say, we seen 3 of your nose down hats at Disney World. I was like, well, that's cool. And we were in Aruba on a cruise, and someone was there with our hat on, and just
Yeah.
That's wild.
it's flattering to see them. We see them everywhere, like literally. But
Yeah.
that's what brands our brand so strong. It's just the ability to get on people's heads out there, and not they may not even know what nose down is. They just think it's a cool hat and they'll buy it,
Mhm.
and then it sparked a conversation with someone somewhere down the road. Um,
Mhm.
but we're trying to
Well,
get into more and more.
Well, I've
right.
I've had I've had your hat on before, and someone's asked me about your hat, and I said, "Well, cool thing is I used to work with him,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Really? You worked with him?" I said, "Oh yeah, we worked together, and it's like, well, that's cool, and I mean, it's crazy that, but you do put out some good hats. I know, like I said, I think I got 4 of them now, and I like how they
Well,
feel.
and which we were talking about, Pappy and I, in which I had called and talked to Jason, guys, that we're fixing to get some Deck Talk podcast hats, which we're going to get them through uh,
I got
Jason and
one.
Nose Down. So they're going to be similar to that one, but they're going to be a little different. So
Right,
we're going
right.
to have, but he's going to be the one doing it. So if you see us with some other Deck Talk podcast hats and stuff like that, that is who we're getting them from. So,
Right. But yeah,
So,
but
but we
Jason, if you could tell us, I know we've had you on here for almost an hour now.
right.
If you could tell us all your platforms or where they can get your product, your apparel, and all that stuff, and so we can get you out there, buddy.
All right. So obviously our website, nosedownscents.com, that's where everyone usually goes and purchases our products. But we do have a TikTok shop, and we do a lot on TikTok shop. It's a great place to go, and I challenge people to go look on TikTok shop, because the cool thing about TikTok is they offer discount codes through TikTok. So you may get a discount for 50% off of a nose down hat or a scent or whatever, and we get our full money.
Yeah.
TikTok eats that. So good way to maybe get a great deal, is to look through there. Obviously, I said TikTok, so we have a channel there. We have a YouTube channel. We're terrible at, but we do got it. But Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, we got all those different things. Probably most active on TikTok and Instagram though, and of course Facebook.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, one more question. Your favorite deer back there? Which one was your favorite back there that you enjoyed?
Let's see. Probably where am I going? That guy. That one. That guy.
That's a good one.
Yeah, he was 174 inches. Killed him with a bow in Illinois. Let me grab this one. You'll like this one. Hold one tight.
All right. Okay.
This one here, I killed this one year before last, but I broke his rack at a show. Somebody, where am I at here? I can't get this thing. But
Oh,
a guy was holding him and dropped the horns and broke it.
oh
But,
my.
so now he's just kind of rattling horns.
Hey, hey, Pappy, Big Al has nothing on that one, just to say.
No. No.
But I can't get this thing right. But yeah, he was, and you can watch this deer on our YouTube channel. I killed it on video.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to go check that out.
yeah, he was called 12 pack. I called him. He was a straight 6x6 12 pointer, and I called him 12 pack. So if you look for 12 pack is down, that'll be on our YouTube channel. But yeah, that one up there, he's probably my best deer ever, and it's kind of the coolest story. Literally, doe and heat killed that deer, 100%. I mean, I'd have never killed that deer if I didn't put out the doe and heat. He followed my drag line in on a freaking rope and stopped 18-yard shot and killed him dead.
That is crazy.
I'll
So
tell
crazy.
you, honest to God, a lot of these deer, scent didn't play any part in it. It was just being at the right place at the right time type deal. But that biggest one, that 174, 100% doe and heat killed him deader than a hammer.
Now, what do you do to, like, let's say hunting season's a month out. So how do you prepare yourself? And then we'll kind of start wrapping it up after this. But how do you prepare yourself and prepare your equipment to be able to go and get ready for that season to hunt?
Well, again, I'm going to tell you no lies. I'm the absolute world's worst preparer. And thank God I did a lot of archery shooting back in my days before I got busy with this. And body mechanics gives you a lot of muscle memory type deal, I literally just had my bow out at the shop like 3 days ago, getting it freaking worked on because I haven't had time. We've been on the road so hard. Now, in another world, I used to be out there shooting my bow a month out and making sure my arrows were all fletched nice and evenly. And shoot, man, anymore, I'm lucky to have the right color of shirt on that matches my hat, that matches my pants. I'm the world's worst preparer because we're just so busy, man. We are running from show to show to show. And then, like I said, now, I mean, we ship 400 and something bottles of doe and heat today. So, I mean, that's just one day, and I mean, we gather everything and bottle everything in the shop in there. And, not only are we fulfilling all the orders, not only are we selling all the product at the shows, we're making everything too. All our shirts, all our hats, all our scents, all our everything. So it's a busy, busy world around here all year long, but especially October and September and leading up into the fall.
Yeah.
Well,
let me tell you a quick funny story about being prepared this year. This year's been it's been a rough year for me too. So I took my bow and had it restring, right, and I put a new QAD drop rest on it and everything. So anyway, so I get it home, we paper tune it over at the bow shop and do everything, and everything working great. Come home, shoot it some more and some more. Well, so opening season was that bow season was that Saturday. I was going Wednesday to go do some evening hunt. So I had my target down there, and I was standing in the back of my truck, shot my first one, bam, pulled back on my second one, I heard a pop. And I thought, well, that didn't sound right. So I was looking at my bow, but everything looked right. Released the arrow, shattered my axle, my cam warped, my limbs warped, or not warped, they twisted, and it derailed my string. So, I was like, what in the world am I going to do now? I mean, with bow season's like my favorite season.
Yeah.
And uh, so I called the bow shop, and luckily they worked with me and everything. And uh, they got me all fixed up within a matter of a couple of weeks, which
Yeah.
is explanatory. But I was just like, golly, man,
Oh
if I
yeah.
can't, if it's not one hurdle I'm jumping, it's 10 of them I'm jumping.
Oh
You
my God.
know,
But they got
but
you.
huh?
I told him he needed to be out there harpooning them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But we're all squared away now, though. We're good to go. So
Attaboy. Attaboy. Keep your nose
yeah.
down. You make it.
Oh yeah.
That's
Oh
it.
yeah. Well, all right, Jason,
No,
buddy, we've had you on here for an hour and 5 minutes, man. We ain't gonna hold you up no longer. I know I'm getting hungry, and
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds
uh,
good.
but
Yeah. They
we
got
got one
food.
more question for you, and
Okay.
Colin, we're gonna let you ask it, buddy.
all right. Well, usually we ask this as if you could have one person out on the boat to fish with. I'm going to change it up. If you could have somebody out in the woods to be able to go and hunt with for the day, the evening, or whatever, and that person could be living or have passed, who would that person be, and why would you want to hunt with them?
I would have to probably go back old school and say Dan Fitzgerald. And a lot of people won't know who I'm even saying, but if you're an old school, you will. He's like the Bill Dance of the woods. He's
Mm-hmm. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he was who I grew up watching hunt, and he never shot sights. He shot fingers. He was just a modern or an old school modern day badass. So
Mm-hmm.
that would probably be who I would get in the woods with, and he's still living, and he's still out there shanking them too. So, but that's who I would pick.
Heck yeah. So, guys, make sure you go and hit up Nose Down Scent on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and go check out the website. Get you some of this product. I mean, and look on the YouTube channels and stuff as well to watch the videos of what they posted. I know Instagram, they're phenomenal on Instagram and stuff of putting videos out, and Jason does the videos of talking about the product as well. But go check them out. And I mean, again, I can't say personally I have used them. I just seen the videos and talked to Pappy about it and other people that have used the product, and everybody that I talked to about Nose Down, they love the product. Go check them out. Go also, I mean, you need to follow and subscribe to them, and go give a deer a dirt nap and have fun dragging that sucker out. So
Yeah.
next week we're going to have Chad Watts with Firefly Marine. They have a new product out that is a torch that will go on your anchor light. That is phenomenal, guys. That you are going to love. So we're going to have him out talking about it. And then we're going to also have him talk about the foul weather gear that he has. Um, Guys, I hope you have a blessed day. We'll see you next week, guys.
All right.